Hey folks, how you doing? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Another boring, slowing day in the markets. Right, markets kind of, either waiting for news or consolidating. You can kind of call it whatever you want, but just a real light, shallow. You know, I wouldn't even call it a pullback. It's more of a consolidation in my eyes. Right, as long as we kind of hang out above that 1425 zone. I think that we're still in very bullish territory. This is pretty light after such a run, and so in my eyes, so far I'm not seeing any bearish type of action or bearish patterns developing that would give me the inkling that I need to lower my risk profile. We're not seeing that yet, so all systems a go. We just need to rest a little bit, but we're working off that overbought condition, and we'll see what's going on. Stocks for the watch list: TSYS, right? Flag pattern here. It tried to break out the other day, but it failed. It looks really still pretty good here. A lot of these stocks that are coming out of these patterns are running, but it looks pretty good. MEA, right? This is a metal stock that had the original breakout over 240. We're just consolidating here, but it looks like we're going to probably tap that 320 area relatively soon. So keep this on your watch list. WFR, we tried this one today and it didn't go. Popped a few percent and then it kind of failed. But if this thing rips over today's high, which is 335, I'll take a gander at this thing again. Seco looking for a break over today's high. We're coiled up under this 50-day moving average. I think this one's probably got a pop in it. DNDN, a biotech stock, right? A lot of these biotech stocks are going. This is one of the ones that just hasn't gone yet, and so right, it's one of the last few on the bottoms. If this thing rips over that 50-day moving average, I think we got a play right there. FVE, I like this one too. It's been trying to break. It's just, it needs some juice. It's going to need a volume push or something. I mean, it's there, but it's not. Really, you're going to need to see some buying for this thing to thrust, but it's got a nice look to it. ZLCS, it's not falling at all. And so that indicates to me that this one's going to rip again at one more time. Look for that push kind of into the sixes. ZLTQ, this one broke. This was from yesterday. Sorry about that. NIHD, right? Original pass over the 50-day moving average today. That was a big move. So we'll either look for a hot intraday setup tomorrow or a break over today's highs to trigger it, but looks pretty good. SSH, I was staring at this today in the nines. It's kind of a good thing I didn't take it, as it dropped to 960 right after. But love this. I really like this one. This is probably my favorite play. I think this one's got a good shot to go. BPI, there's not that many stocks left on these bottoms. These educational stocks, I mean, they may stink. I don't know that much about the fundamentals of them, but they're low, and that's what traders are really moving to, is these stocks that have not yet made a move, and they really pumped them up well, because a lot of stocks are extended. So that's kind of the next flavor. GMCR, we started to break down today, and that was one of the things we were looking for, is if we couldn't hold that 30-50 line, we put this on the short list. It's been down 3 days in a row, so we might bounce here, but regardless, either way, there's going to be a play in this, whether it's a long or a short. Keep an eye out on it. DD, I actually, we've been having this on the blog now for 3-4 days, and I missed the original kind of snap below that 50-day moving average, and there were multiple intraday steps where I could have nailed this, but you can see this previous low here. I think this one's still got more downside to it. It's not heavy selling, but this is definitely distribution. One more push, I think it goes before it starts to snap back higher. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing in the 36 range, something along that. And then look at Michael Kors. In a lot of ways, this is kind of a little makeshift head and shoulders type of pattern on a shorter term level from this last month, right? And so we're starting to test a little bit of a neckline here. If it doesn't hold this 52, I think that we could get a short in here for a day trade, and maybe get a pop back to 50, maybe even 48. The earnings move was pretty powerful, so I don't think it's going to necessarily come back to 48. But the one thing that we can always count on, these guys have been selling shares.